The first one I'm going to touch on is pretty much our only returning wide receiver that saw some action last year, because I believe he's going to be the number one. We could lump in another wide receiver here as well, but I'm going to go with Chrishon McCray. Number 3 receiver last year, saw some flashes, came from Kent State, had some big seasons with Kent State, 40 receptions those first 2 years of playing time for the Golden Flashes, 610 yards, 700 yards. But then, comes to Michigan State, is behind Nick Marsh, behind Omar Kelly. We have our tight ends, so he comes in, plays 11 games, 24 catches for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I think this is hopefully the spot where McCray gets to being now full season under his belt at Michigan State, full season with Courtney Hawkins, the receiver coach who was retained by Pat Fitzgerald, to kind of take that big step, to kind of look at him like a Keyshawn Martin is what I hope for. So I think Chrishon McCray is set to make a big splash. You could also put Collier. We have Gash as well. Really just the wide receivers are going to make a big splash because our returning production at wide receiver is not. Nick Marsh is at Indiana. Omar Kelly finished. So those were our top 2 receivers last year in that room. So the wide receivers are going to have to make a huge step here in 2026 for MSU to be successful. I think they will be a more run dominant team with Cam Edwards and this offensive line. Doesn't mean we can't, have some fun and whip the ball around the yard a little bit. So I expect Chrishon McCray to make a huge leap to elevate himself to, one of these fan favorites, making the exciting plays. You don't earn the nickname Big Play McCray from getting 330 yards, your junior season. He earned that nickname at Golden State. And, I think there was some frustration probably in the McCray camp last year on how things went down, but with a new coach and kind of him being the senior leader in that wide receiver room, I think McCray's the exact person we look for to make a huge leap in 2026.